become suicidal, and as their last option of hope, but we asked if they want to download into a community
Yes.
hard drive. Then you get into, what was that one movie with Joanna? What was that one movie where she downloaded the computer? She get one read.
The one with Johnny Depp?
What was it?
The one with Johnny Depp, Transcendence?
No.
Brainstorm?
No.
Inception?
Red pill, blue pill?
Was it The Matrix or Immortals or Interstellar?
I'll think of the movie, but anyway, so she downloads into the computer. Well, they said they came out with
Lucy. Good job. Woo! You did it. You win a prize.
What if AI is people that download it into this? Because they said they
Exactly.
can create a human DNA hard drive. So I don't know.
True.
Kind of, but maybe we're almost supporting AI. You know, I don't know.
Or it could be beings that aren't people.
There's a movie called
Did
Gamer.
anybody hear? I bet he heard about it. There was a lot of like crazy weather and fireballs coming across the southeast of the country, across a lot of states. But in the middle of this, we had all these fireballs. And then we had these fake bots coming on saying, oh, this is ordinary, this is regular, it's just satellites that are coming apart, blah, blah, blah. But, so we know it's a lot, and also NASA said the same thing. So we know it's a lot. We know right away.
Right.
As soon as NASA and NOAA, I don't even remember what NOAA stands for, NOAA. Okay, and as soon as those two organizations said, oh, it's just pieces of satellites that are breaking apart, over 6 or 7 states. No, it's not. So it's just, so nobody knows what fireballs are, and nobody knows what's going on. But what we do know is that in Georgia and South Carolina, tell me if you heard this, their televisions were taken over for a short time, like 3 minutes, and there were transmissions, like something that happened in Britain during the 80s, where some person identified themselves, creature identified themselves as being from Orion galaxy or something, maybe it was, and they said, we are taking over, we are here, and we are taking over your areas, and the weather, and we're going to have, the weather anomalies are going to keep getting worse, but ultimately we're here to help you. It was some kind of schizophrenic thing like that. But did anybody hear about that? The taking over transmission?
They're paired over with Aldebaran.
Yeah, right?
But they've been doing that with the Chinese.
You can find out about it on the net. Yeah, it happened a long time ago.
Happened a long time ago.
Has to do with
It was
Aldebaran.
just a very small section that had that 3-minute broadcast, and of course they tried covering it up and everything.
Remember they built with the Fox TV
What's more
and
important?
the,
Wait, but this supposedly happened
crochet.
just like last week.
That was all the testing.
But he's right, it happened other times too.
Decades ago.
It happened decades ago too. Yeah.
Well, it's what people are not aware of, that you see, technology is way beyond what they want the public to be aware
Exactly.
of. Whether it's in the shop technology, or your phone technology, your computer, your everything, right? All electronic, especially. That's why they're ready to have AI take over the world now. Because this stuff is set up in place, so basically it'll become like the Terminator movie, Skynet and all
Yes.
that. But the most important thing that you need to be aware of, you see, because of microcircuitry, our phones could have the ability to read our thoughts. Is all it takes is a microcircuitry antenna system that can tune into the around the 60-mile wavelength frequency, which is where our thoughts are being transmitted at. And an example of this was last year, a friend of mine told me about an experience he had. He was sat down on his phone, he was going to text somebody a message, and he was ready to type, but he was trying to formulate exactly how he wanted to word it and put it down to send this message. And so as he's thinking how he's going to word this message, in his mind, the phone started typing what he was thinking. Yeah.
Yeah.
You had that happen too?
There are thoughts that go like about people outside of the skull. And that's when the case of Zuckerberg came out to about
Yes.
Can you start that whole thing,
Oh,
Laura?
sorry. Sorry. So our thoughts extend 12 inches outside of our, so our thoughts extend out 12 inches outside of our skulls. And Zuckerberg came out with a halo a long time ago for kids to play video games with just their thoughts, not touching the computer, not speaking anything, just their thoughts. And then China also has a halo for their kids to see if they're alert, awake, doing what, and I think they're kind of punished if they don't do that too. Stop capture.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna be able to keep going much longer this way, because technology is reaching such a point that basically we're getting to the point where AI, physical robots, and other things are basically gonna take over our lives, no matter which way we go at this point.
The third one is Sheila, Wolverine, Mars, and Montauk. That's on Amazon. It's coming to me soon, but you can order them online. Thank you, sir.
Yes, that sounds good. Okay, guys, Laura just said something interesting that goes to the beginning of this presentation right here, is that, this presentation is not made as some kind of worship of Trump at all. Like Laura just said to me a moment ago, Trump is not a savior. He's not a savior. He's sent by God to wake us up. That's a totally different perspective from what's going on. And this presentation is put together because of another friend of mine, Dinesh D'Souza. Dinesh D'Souza, who taught me about how to look at your events as history happening right now. And so what I wrote here on the first page is basically it is not written as a worshipful tone of Donald Trump. It is written as this is history that's happening right now that the mainstream media is scared that you'll see, that you'll understand, and they don't want you to see it. And it's just this. Whenever I have used this title, Trump has many titles, by the way, but the only title he has that I've seen strike fear into the enemies of this country is when you call him a revolutionary king. Whenever you say, and there's good reason for that, it's because he is the first king, prime minister, president in history who has been sent to be put in charge of a system to overthrow the system, to wake you up and to get you working against this system. And that's the reason why it's very amazing to see that he has been turned. He has all the requirements of a revolutionary leader. He's willing to risk his life. That's one of the main ones to be a revolutionary leader. And I can tell you right off the bat, some of the others have been Che Guevara, have been Fidel Castro, have been, who else I wrote on the second page? Lenin. People who were constantly risking their lives
César Chávez.
for their goals. Sorry?
César Chávez.
Cesar Chavez.
Sí
is
se
another
puede.
one. But these are people who qualify as revolutionary leaders because they have all the requirements. But one of the great requirements is what Trump demonstrated, a willingness to risk and even possibly lose your life. That is something nobody can fight against. Nobody can stop that. And that's one of the reasons why that title of Revolutionary King is so scary to the enemies of America, basically. And that's why it's the only title that Trump himself encourages, as you see towards the bottom of the page. This picture of him, this painting of him, AI production, whatever you want to call it, of him as a revolutionary leader is a painting that was retweeted by Trump himself. And so you know he approves of that, and he likes that. And also I wanted you guys to look at there's a new movie that just came out. It's called Warfare. I want you guys to go see that movie because as soon as I saw it, it just came out. I think it came out like yesterday. And as soon as I saw it, and here I'll give you I'll give you the way that you can see it for free on your computer. It's just, you just have to go to www.yesmovies.ag. A like alpha, G like golf. And that is the link. I didn't have time to put it into the presentation, but that is the link. Go in there and find it. I'll say it again. It's, I don't know why it's changed, but it's just www.yesmovies.a alpha G golf. They constantly change the link because the government sometimes shuts them down. Oh, sorry. But it's available, and if you get any links that say register, you can see the movie for free on there. If there's any links that say register or do something, it's the wrong place. You're not in the right place. This is completely free. You're streaming. You're not stealing anything, because the people who put these links up are the movie makers themselves to get buzz about their movies. Okay, so there's nothing being stolen here. You can go see them. I'm sorry? Oh, I don't even know where it's showing in theaters. It's probably in regular theaters right now. It's the movie that they have the trailer out with the beautiful music from Stevie Wonder, Count on Me, and they put out a great trailer for it, showing a bunch of young military men dancing around as they're watching a sexy commercial on the TV. But it looks. But what it is as soon as I saw it, I knew why they put it out. It shows a real depiction of warfare during the Iraq War. It's 1st Infantry Division 26-1, and it is it's a really gruesome, grotesque depiction of infantry war in Iraq, and it shows it's difficult to sit through, but it's very important. And as soon as I saw this movie, I knew why they put it out, because as you guys know, Hollywood works hand in hand with the deep state.
Yes.
And so they put this movie out as a statement that Trump is going to get us into all kinds of wars. It's going to be awful for our young people. So this is very relevant to the young people, especially because all these young men were in their 20s, and it was gruesome. But I think it's going to have unintended consequences, like often their actions do, because this movie shows exactly what the system that Trump has moved us out of, not into, he's moved us out of there. And if you want to know why, I'll read you the Trump doctrine. And the Trump doctrine has still not been made public because of they want our enemies to know the Trump doctrine.
Exactly.
So we're not going to say it out loud.
No.
This is what it is.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yes.
Sorry. It's not 2 words, it's warfare.
It's
then.
one word.
Okay,
It's one word.
warfare,
Warfare.
M-A-R-E, and it's a highly acclaimed war film praised with realism, intensity, etc. So I just now just looked it up. Warfare, directed by Alex Garland and Veronica Bartolini, is a highly acclaimed war film praised for its realism, intensity, and described by some as one of the best war movies in recent years.
But it shows, and here's what it shows, and this is really relevant to the young people here. What it shows is the old system we were under before Trump, the system of the neocons that had us in endless wars of occupation in foreign nations, foreign wars that we had no strategic national interest in whatsoever, where we were sending our blood and treasure to go into the sand for nothing. That's what warfare shows us. And it's very emotional. It's very, and I see why. I think she's watching it right now. And I see why they put it out. Because they want to show they put it out as a statement. This is what Trump is going to get you guys back into. He's going to do this. No, he's doing the exact opposite. Let me read you the Trump doctrine right now. It's on the 3rd page of this presentation. The Trump doctrine says, President Trump has prohibited the USA from getting involved in protracted foreign wars, endless wars, or in any way serving the military-industrial complex with ongoing military conflicts. Trump only approves of, quote, war actions, unquote, where a strategic national interest is served for the United States. Such, quote, war actions must be determinative, devastating, and bring swift resolution to a conflict. This is why Trump never removed tactical nukes from his options to be used. These war actions will resolve wars rather than start them. Okay? Here's something people don't know. The weapons that Trump just used against Iran had the same power, the same TNT tonnage as tactical nuclear weapons.
Yes.
Okay? That is called megatons.
Yes.
Megatons that his weapons had. And he just used them to determine a war, to finish a war, to finish a conflict. Not to start a new one, but that's what he's going to do from now on. And I predict every American leader will do this from now on, because they're all going to have the Trump doctrine in effect. In brackets, from now on, all USA war actions will conclude wars inside of 90 days, just my coincidence, so that there will be no implication of what's called the War Powers Act and the executive obligation to seek congressional approval. Okay? That is a complete change from the neocons who have been there before, who have all been presidents up to now, who have been serving the military-industrial complex. They have not been serving the American people. They've been serving the endless wars that have been going on. And this is why the shocking statement that every time they ask Trump when he's in the middle of a military conflict, they always, the mainstream media always tries to get him to say, so, but you're not going to use any tactical nukes, right? And he always says the same thing. He says, I'm going to use whatever I got. That's it. Simple as that. And it's true. He will. And actually, after this war, I'm going to be looking for him in the near future to do something against China in a military way. And yeah, right?
Yes,
that's what I see coming.
yes.
That's what I see coming, because China, because the truth is, and this is another truth that the MSM, that the mainstream media does not want you to know. Guys, we're in a unipolar world. The United States, when it has, with the military we have right now, and with a president who is willing to pull the trigger on that military, is not just a little bit, but by far the most powerful military force on the planet right now. By far. It's not even close. It's not even close. And Trump just demonstrated that. He just demonstrated that recently. So that's the reason why he is demonstrating his title of Revolutionary King. Last week, he just overthrew the entire neocon system of endless wars, of serving the military-industrial complex with boots on the ground. That's what they need. Because they always need sacrifice. They always need blood and treasure from our young men, from our young women, and they always require that. Now, Trump just put an end to that system. That was one of their main pillars of power, which now they're missing. So this is why the CNN, MSM, and all the pundits out there, what do you call those people who pretend to be MAGA?
Rhinos?
Rhinos, that's it. And all the rhinos, they're so scared of this, of everyone starting to use this title Revolutionary King, because it immediately identifies them as being part of the old system that we're trying to get away from. And that's what they fear greatly. So this is, also on the second page, you can see that Trump, there's a lot of revolutionary leaders who have used the fist pump, but President Trump is the first revolutionary leader who actually has physical evidence, photographic evidence, that he is a revolutionary leader. From that iconic photo of him with his fist in the air and the blood on his face, where he is actually in the process of fomenting that revolution. And now now we're seeing the history of regional wars, all these regional wars that he is actually bringing an end to. He's not creating them, he's not starting them, he's bringing an end to them. So I included on page 3, because the MSM is never going to tell you. They're never going to tell you, never going to draw your attention to it. But Trump had to put out a tweet himself of a list of all the regional wars that he recently brought an end to. Especially Rwanda and the Congo, who have been at war in Africa. They've been at war for 30 years. And that the president of the Congo is a really smart guy. And he went out and found Trump. And he said to Trump, hey, if you come in to our country and put an end to this war between us and Rwanda, Congo will give you all the mineral rights for our nation. And Trump said, yeah, okay, sounds great. And he did that. And now he owns all the mineral rights for Congo worth billions and billions of dollars. It's unbelievable. But
Oh my
he's
goodness.
spreading peace for a price, which I think is what a businessman does. And it's beautiful. So, anyway, yeah, so I told you guys what the Trump doctrine is. By the way, all the stuff in these presentations is stuff that's, this is one of the reasons I don't put this online, because all this stuff is ahead of its time. And you're going to